Hi everyone, and in particular you. I just want to say before I start that I'm really overwhelmed by all the responses I've had and a lot of kind words, but also a lot of questions as well. So originally it was going to be in part one, part two, the arrest, followed by the legal side of things and then what happened next and all the rest of it. But I thought, out of the hundreds of questions that I've been answered, I can try and start by answering some of those so it makes a little bit more sense. There were quite a number of questions regarding and relating to the current administration. I just want to point out that this happened in 2006, which was under the Bush administration. There were some questions about jail time and prisons and things like that. So one of the aspects was it was the transportation. I noticed that people were coming backwards and forwards from Louisiana, this jail in Louisiana. Didn't know much about it. I was told the food was a little bit better and there was a little bit of a bigger recreation area or something. There was these different stories that people had been there and then had come back. So the word deportation was on a lot of people's lips at that point. So at some point, I, along with one or two others, were told I was leaving, and the next thing I know, I was chained up, my hands were chained up, and there was a belt round, and then my feet were chained up as well. And you had to sort of look, you had a chain with about 6 or 8 inches between your steps, and it took a long time to walk down, get on a bus. Anyway, I ended up on this bus, and that was pretty eerie. People from different places were put on the bus. It was pretty full, and the driver had a nice shotgun sitting next to him with a key lock on it, and then we were off on this long journey. And really one of the most frustrating points was getting on the freeway, driving out from the center of Atlanta, heading towards Louisiana, and being on the freeway turnoff where I could literally see where I lived. It was horrific. And what's going on while all this is happening? I tell you, it was Bob Marley played loudly on the bus, and all these gangbangers that were on there with me are bopping around and singing. Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't feel like singing. I didn't want to go nowhere. I'd just missed the turn off to my house. Horrendous. Eventually get there after about 7 hours in the bus. They done one pit stop and got like a little food bag and threw it on all our laps, which contained, I seem to remember crisps. I can't remember really what else was in there. And then I thought, well, how am I going to eat this stuff? And so we had to sort of get the next guy to hold the packet because our hands were strapped down here while he pulled one end and we sort of got it open. And then you had to get your hands, which is about as near as you could get it, which was here, and try and eat the crisps. I mean, it's ridiculous. Chain people up and then give them something to eat, but don't let them have their arms to eat it with. Yeah. Not great. So, on the question of how I got to be in America, my story started in 1996, and that was working for an international company that had various offices around the world, and I was offered a post into Atlanta, and that's how I ended up working there. I worked for the company for a number of years and was quite happy there, settled there, and really enjoying my life in America and thought I would stay there forever, I guess, at that time. But they started to shut down some of their international operations for various reasons. So there was a period where I was slightly out of status as far as the visa situation was concerned. And I did have a lawyer, and my wife, who was American, that was trying to sort that out for me. I think that became the catalyst of them, when I say them, I mean ICE, getting a good idea where they can headhunt a bit and get one. And while I was in the middle of the lawyer sorting the status out, that is when they came down and made the arrest. So I'm hoping that sort of explains why I was there and what the reason was for the arrest. There has been some comments that, oh, was I a criminal or something like that? Far from it. I'd be scared to pick a fork up that didn't belong to me, to be honest with you. So no, it was completely over status, and the gap between my visas, which was unfortunate for me. So now I'm in this Louisiana prison, and this is where the court actions deepen and thicken and get more progressive. So I'm planning on giving you more information about the court battle and the difficulties trying to get this thing sorted out in the next episode. And I really look forward to seeing you there. I'm a little bit slower today because I've just come in from an early morning flight, but I'll be a little bit more tip-top next time I see you. So have a good day.